Hello, it is I, Dr. Brian Dorgan 111, and welcome back to Blueprints. I have been out of town, and so it's nice to just kind of like take a week off from playing the game after I've been playing so hard, because it allows me to stand back and think about things. So I wrote down a big list of questions that I'm not going to try to answer right now, but just things that I've been thinking about, so we'll start things off by just listening to me read some questions. Why did Herbert set this all up, the inheritance and the estate, months or years before his death? And how do I reconcile that with his rush for getting the painting pairs prepared by Thursday? Like, it seems like he put together his will in like March of 93, and then in November of either 93 or 98, I think, he died and left this to us. But it also seems like he was in a rush at some point to put things together. And yeah, I don't understand that. Where is the third microchip? I don't know where to find it yet. Where is the other safe? I'm still missing at least one with a red letter in it. Where is the other sanctum's key? The message says that the king's throne, which I have a guess about. Where is the black chess king? It's the only chess piece I haven't found. I also have a guess about that. Where is the info to solve the sigils without brute forcing? I brute forced one of the sigils down to the inner sanctum, and I don't feel like I have enough energy to solve the other two, but maybe I haven't read all the books carefully enough. What's the story with Denny or someone else and the final red letter? I have some weird thoughts about this. I had speculated before something about Anne Babbage, but I think possibly Bridget. Because the letter to Kristoff in the car for delivering the like bootleg liquor or whatever was written in handwriting that I think might match Bridget's, and so I wonder if, and Denny had she loves me not, like written in the notebook, and so I wonder if Bridget somehow is involved. What happened to Simon, Herbert's brother, Clara's husband, Mary's father? He obviously got married to Clara and allegedly had some of the similar political leanings to Mary. But Herbert has been like the Baron of the estate for 4 decades or something, and we don't hear much about Simon at all, so it seems like Simon and Clara got married and had Mary as a child, and then like he disappears, and we don't know why. What's the purpose of the cursed chest in the shrine? What if you had the Chamber of Mirrors? Could you draft multiple foundations? The first time you got the foundation, can you draft multiple laboratories and set up 2 or more experiments at once? I was thinking about the Chamber of Mirrors. It's really weird. Where is the alleged alternative north lever for the antechamber? We found a document that suggests all 4 levers have a duplicate backup, and I don't know where the north one is. And I was thinking that one might be necessary because there's a like speedrun trophy or whatever for getting into room 46 on day 1. And it seems like it's almost impossible without an alternative lever, unless, I was trying to route it out, you got the boiler room, and you drafted the pump and got the boiler power to go to the pump, so you could move the reservoir down 1, and then got the utility closet to give power to the garage, so that you could exit through the garage and get to the outdoor room and draft the tomb, move the minecart, row across the reservoir now that you've lowered it down, pull the sanctum lever, then return back into the house and either use the secret garden or the probably foyer and great hall in order to open a door to get the anteroom lever and actually get up there, which seems very far-fetched on the first day with just 50 steps. But that's the only route I can imagine, but I imagine there's still like some other Knowledgevania stuff that I just don't know that would make that more plausible. I considered starting a new game to try to get to room 46 in the first day or the first hour, but I think I don't know enough yet to try to do that even. In any case, I also found some stuff, reviewing my notes and reviewing screenshots and going back and reviewing old video, and I did accidentally see one thing when I was watching other people, something that I missed, and so I guess we'll go ahead and start things off today with that. It's something that I think will be informational and that I have ideas about what it's on about, but I don't know how to link it to anything, and it's just in plain sight. Oh my gosh, things I've missed in plain sight. We'll get to more of that in a little bit. For now, I'm just going to grab my allowance. This might be a wasted day, by the way. but we have a bunch of things that I need to go and review. So let's toss a coin in there, since I always like to. But the thing that I missed, the thing that I saw, someone else that I've been watching, like, got into the grotto on, like, day 12 or something. It took me a lot longer to get in here, but there's a lot of things that you can do in kind of any order, depending upon when you stumble into things. So there's this computer room, and I played around with the computer, and you can put the microchip in here. I've got it out somewhere else, in the sundial. Sundial starts with SD. That might be interesting. I did not, I don't think, notice this, or I didn't take a screenshot of it. IOO. And the position of this IOO reminded me of 6 or O that we saw on a mathematics worksheet in the locker room. And so I'm thinking about this, and for other reasons that I'll show off. I guess I can show it off in screenshots. One of the passports in the vault that Mary had a bunch of fake passports. On the top of it has ID blank 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 blank, and there's the thing with the castle where it was CASTLE and then 2 more columns of blanks. And so I wonder if, like, different bits are giving us different letters that all fit together into that grid or something. It doesn't seem to make sense in terms of, like, the data that I have right now, but it's a random thing. But I was thinking about that after I saw someone else notice this little post-it note. I guess it's a post-it note. It looks kind of like a post-it note with those letters on it. So that was the thing that I accidentally saw in somebody else's video, but I might have stumbled upon it myself. Okay, what's the next thing I need to do? I got the full underground map pretty early on, because I happened to have the power sledgehammer and find the way down here into the basement. But it was the case that you could find 3 other scraps of the underground map, you know, earlier or later or whatever, depending upon the route that you take through the game. And let's see, one of them was in the weight room. One of them is in the torch room, sitting on the sigil. And one of them, this is the way I'm going, yeah. One of them, I can't remember. I got the full map over here somewhere. In any case, in these scraps that are 3 separate scraps of the underground map, rather than the fully on one sheet of paper one, I'll probably be editing screenshots in, there's words written, and I'd seen both sides of the words. But let's take a time out really quick. I was looking... Oh, we're right here, aren't we? I was looking back at all my screenshots, and so Denny's Gardner logbook or whatever had a picture of the inner sanctum that I think is, like, maybe right here. And the picture, it looked like there was a blank spot on the wall over here. And I have complained and groused about how many steps and how long it takes me to walk down to the end to pull the lever, and I've made this run back and forth, and it seems like such a pain that they made this tunnel so long. And it occurred to me, actually, before even looking at the screenshots, that what if the game designers actually knew what they were doing, and they made this tunnel this long for a reason, and it was to put me to sleep. And it worked, because I was put to sleep and put on autopilot when I was up here. And anytime I got to the middle, the only thing I was paying attention to was the thing that your gaze is immediately drawn to, which is the fact that there's a doorway here. You actually have to focus on the doorway and go and click on it. And I completely walked right past this. Every time. There's a thing here. Let's find out what's in the thing. It says the underpass, by the way. This is the boiler power thingy! Oh my gosh! So, there is a foreman note, I think maybe just out there, that this is the remote power supply unit from the boiler room, and I know how to power this, and I could press a button and probably turn it on and do something. And so that's super exciting, because that's like solving multiple mysteries at once. And what is this? What is this? Wow. Looking out. Nice little view. Okay, cool, cool. Okay, so I have to get into the boiler room and then come down here, and this is going to be a button that I can press, and the steam power will open this door, and something something is my expectation. Video editing, Brian, if you didn't edit in a bunch of screenshots already, you need to do that. In any case, I was talking about the torn up underground maps. There's a message that says, what does it say exactly? It says, the eighth angel points to our dreams. The eighth angel, given that there are 7 Aegeran angels in the Citadel, in the chapel, the 8th one obviously has to be Draxus, the Angel of Death, who was in the tomb. And I was reviewing video of the tomb, and it does look like he might be like pointing up to the far wall ceiling, where it does look like there possibly is something up there. So we're going to go see if I can draft the tomb today, and if not, we'll have to visit that on a future day. But that is definitely a thing. And I had like all these fragmented screenshots or whatever, and I just never gotten around to stitching them together or something, or forgotten about it or something. So it's good to take some time away and then come back and like realize these things that you forgot about. So that definitely could be exciting. We'll see if we get the tomb over here today. We do not have the tomb. What do I want then? Let me check my notes. I think I'll take the trading post because I would like to get the ability to set things on fire, because there's a couple more things I'd like to try to light on fire at some point. And so we might be able to do some trading for that. But yeah, those are most of the big things that I wanted to open this episode with. In terms of drafting, I do have a number of places I would like to get to. Alright, but I've reviewed my notes, and so I think I better just get drafting, and I'll bring you guys back when something good happens. Alright, I have drafted the study, and so one thing that I think I need to do, this was December 8th. This is another thing that I actually saw in somebody else's, but it's kind of a good thing that I did. So, this red letter, December 8th, our plans are going to be set in motion earlier than expected. We're going to practice stealing the crown. Here's closed exhibit. I do not remember this text popping up. You found a secret floor plan. Would you like to permanently add closed exhibit to your drafting pool? Yes, please. I saw the closed exhibit. But I don't think it had shown up. I'm not sure, was I like... I should have used my right arrows, or maybe I alt-tabbed out of the game to take a screenshot, or I'm not sure what happened, but I don't know that I got the prompt to actually add it to my room directory, I guess. And so is that a found floor plan? Yes. Now, closed exhibit. So it should now be possible for me to draft this, which I imagine if they're trying to steal the crown, there might be a king and a throne in there. And so I was thinking that that was going to be important to get. While I'm here in the study, is there anything else I need here? I don't think so. Hey, there's some dice to pick up, though. That's always nice. I just drafted the armory, and one thing I haven't called out, it's a black print. The tomb is also a black print, and I think there's one other black print that I'm aware of. And I don't know what the black rooms designate, or why they are like that. It's probably important somehow. But I haven't figured that out yet, but I just wanted to call it out because it's another thing I've noticed. Here in the den, watching other people, some people have looked closely at this clock, and it's got kind of an interesting background that kind of looks like, I don't know, backwards lambda, then something's cut out of there, if you're looking at it at the right angle. Or maybe kind of like an X. I was wondering to myself if it looked like any of the symbols that are on the cursed chest in the shrine, but I don't think it does. And yeah, you can only see that kind of up close. If I try to look at any of the other clocks, like from weird angles, can I see anything on their face backs? Kind of actually, there's some kind of pattern here on the back of this clock face, maybe? This is still one of the most suspicious rooms where I wouldn't be surprised. Oh, can I light these candles? I have purchased the self-igniting torch, which can light special candles and ignite fuses. But it doesn't seem like I'm getting a prompt on these candles. But yeah, this room is still one of the most suspicious to me in terms of things that I might be missing. Yeah, and there's like light and shadows like doing weird stuff here. And so is that just from the fireplace, I guess? And it's interesting that the light changes so much. I think that must be the reason. Oh! Closed exhibit. The doors in this room are security locked. Okay. My original hypothesis was I was going to have to approach a room from 3 different sides and end up with security locked doors on all sides. That doesn't seem to be it. So, let's draft this room. I didn't think to use the night shield on it. Okay. So here are the mock-up guards. Here's where we'd steal the crown. I remember on the diagram... I'm gonna have to like break in from the north side, I guess. Like on the diagram in the safe house, it said something about like security controls being back here behind the crown or something. So let's see. Hello, note. Pharaoh. This is the name of the other person, other than Caleb, Manning, Philip White, and Mary, our mother, Jones, who appeared to be in on the heist, the 4th person. Dearest children, the pieces are in place and all rigid cogs have been greased. However, if our ambitions are to succeed, we must strike this Tuesday. The routine changing of the guard personnel in the first of each month means the opportunity we've created for ourselves will likely never be so opportune. If we wait even one additional week, the window will be closed. There will be 3 royal guards at Learson Hall, 2 of which wearing black gloves in lieu of the traditional white. Obviously, they're on our side. We would be wise to sacrifice almost everything to avoid the white-gloved guard, striking only when he takes a recess. The black-gloved guards have been instructed to bind, blind, and gag themselves to spare us the precious extra minutes it would take your group to execute the task on their behalf. That means once we have reached the exhibit, we will truly be on our own. May the black shores guide us, and may the black skies shield us. May our fathers be proud of us. In arms, your faithful soldier, Pharaoh. Okay. Alrighty. And what do we have over here? Hey, it's another Morjai box with an allowance token in it, presumably. Also, because we have the metal detector, we can find spare coins, even in the closed exhibit. Let's play a game. Yellow likes to go north, red. What does red do? Right, red is the fen that likes to win and something, something, something. Okay, and red needs to win here. So, how am I getting rid of the yellows? Or are these orange? These are orange, and they're going to be turning colors. So, oh, well in that case it's easy, right? Is it easy? Maybe. So red turns black red. Orange turns colors when there's 2 things next to it. So can I get something like this, and then this orange would turn black? Yes. And then I could train car some more blacks around. And then this orange would turn black. And This orange could turn black, and this orange could turn black. And if I do this, this orange will turn black, and this orange will turn black, and then when I press red, all the blacks turn red. And then I can click the corners. Great. There's my allowance token. Hooray. Thank goodness. My allowance at 90 whatever it is or something was not enough. But now my allowance is 94. Okay, I presume I can't just, like, reach the crown. So do I need to try to approach this room from the north in order to get at the crown? And I can't believe I could have had this room to draft like a million years ago. This does not appear to be the king's throne, however. And is there anything else to do in here? Can I tell if these guys, like the fake guards, are not wearing gloves of black or white? They're just like fake cardboard cutout stand-in glove guys. So I guess I'll try to circle around to the north end of this if I can. And I've got a key card. So I can keep on drafting. These all kind of suck, so let's redraw using a dice. Or a die. Office, I don't think I need anything from, so I'm going to take the gym. Oh, I've already backed against the bedroom. I can't possibly do a thing. Oops. Okay, so closed exhibit, I did not notice its orientation. It's not the north door. Alright, so, So we got some information, we got an allowance token, but there's obviously something else to do here. I'll have to look back at my screenshots of what they said. I thought it was like security is controlled from like behind that fourth wall where the crown's on display. What am I trying to do at this point? Hey, a shovel. I've seen so many dig spots. Now I can actually start digging some of them. Ooh, lost and found. Let's shield myself from the negative effects of lost and found. And head on through and see if there's anything new here. Also, here's a prism key. Always fun. Should be a second item. Here we go. Secret garden key. Are there any new objects? It does not appear so. All the usual ones. Don't have any new ideas about that. I don't have a sense. So far we've gotten 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 items. Could it be like each time we get a red letter, one of these appears? I'm not sure. It could be over time. It could be something else I haven't thought of. I feel like there's something I'm doing in the world that probably causes lost and found things to appear. But I don't know. I forgot to read the description of closed exhibit. Painstakingly produced accurate representation of the closed exhibit at the Fen Aries Royal Museum. Alright. Great. While I'm up here in the attic, this is still kind of a mystery to me. Like the office is circled, but then it's scribbled out in red, but I'm not sure if that would be something that Denny wrote or someone else. Walk-in closet's a little too commonplace. Let's make it just standard. I've got the attic as commonplace, which is great, especially since I got rid of the cost to it, and the locksmith is unusual. That's fine. In fact, the locksmith, could I make that rare? Yeah, let's make it rare. I almost never use that. Ah, and the library is something else that I wanted to do. I don't remember if I have a book right now. I do. The fixed stars. Oh, right. So, you can click on these and see who checked it out. Clara Epson. Back in 61. Okay. Some of these, I think there's some interesting ones to go back and click on the checkout cards and see who checked them out when, because it might help with the timeline. Is this book any different from the one that's in the observatory? I'm just going to glance through it quickly. I presume it will be the same. So far it all looks to me to be the same. Yeah, I think that's basically the same. Alright, next time I check things out, hello, I will want to check out, I forget what book, but there's definitely some books that I want to check out in order to take a closer look at. And unfortunately, with all the items that I have, and I have a lot, I do not have a magnifying glass, and I wanted to come use the magnifying glass up on the stamp page up here, but since I don't have it, and since I've closed off the entire house, I guess we're done. I should walk back to the break room to make sure I get a key card tomorrow. But I think I've done everything I want to do today. So yeah, in this room, all I can imagine is that if I drafted it so that there was a room that was trying to come in from that side, maybe if I had the power sledgehammer, I could break through the bricks on that wall and somehow get to the crown and something, something, something. Alright, but here's where I shall call it a day. New rooms. 1. The closed exhibit. Garden Shopping Center. Huzzah. Alright, and I'm going to save and quit. Let me review my notes and see if there's any other things to talk about to finish things up for today. Well, moving forward, I think the things that I most need to do are to draft the boiler room and power the remote unit, and then go down to the underpass that we just saw today and press the button to see if it opens the door there, because presumably that will lead to something good and interesting. And I need to draft the tomb so that I can take a look at where Draxus is pointing. In the inheritance letter, like, Herbert even talks about, like, something about, like, where our dreams will take us or something. And the wording that was written on the fragments of the underground map say that the 8th angel is, like, pointing to our dreams or whatever it is. So that I definitely want to check out. And then we'll try to draft the closed exhibit again in a better spot and get the power sledgehammer. So that might be something that I need to try to move back into the coat check, since it can be hard to construct. But yeah, I'm not sure if the Sanctum key might be there. The Black Chess King did not appear to be there. I mean, they could both be hiding underneath the red crown, possibly. I'm not sure. In any case, I accomplished a bit for today. I'm going to say I hope, as always, that you all are having a great day, and I will see you again soon with more blueprints. For now, bye-bye.